wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Yeah, here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. KVJ is live once again, back from a vacation last week. Good times.
Yes.
Back in the groove.
I'm so happy to be back. I missed y'all so much.
Yeah. Didn't really go anywhere.
It kind of staycationed in the local area for me, too.
Yeah, I decided, we had thought about maybe cruising around, going to the Carolinas, something like that, maybe even to the Keys. We just stayed here, and it was good. You don't have to go anywhere. And it's kind of cool to be able to, take the vacation money we'd saved up and throw back into the local economy. So it was good. I definitely handed out some tips. So there were some people that benefited from that. So it was a good time. I saw Virginia this last week. Got to hang a little bit. Just fun.
We had fun. We were running around the hotel like goofballs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see you guys at all over the break.
No.
We invited you, but you were busy. Somebody had plans.
I was just, I had my own thing going on. Sometimes you got to stay off the grid a little bit.
I know. Sometimes you need to. You just need to hide.
I was sick of myself. I needed to just get off the grid.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are back here. We got Camp KVJ that is going to be happening in about an hour from now. We got some really great tickets, including the 4-pack of Rapids, so we'll be hooking you up with that. Means you can dial us up, too, on KVJ TV. That's cranking right now. Go to YouTube, look for the KVJ show, and you can watch and listen.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, this is kind of cool. A long-lost dress worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz has been found now decades later, tucked away in a box at a university in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
This university announced that they found the dress. It had been gifted to them about 50 years ago, and they put it in a box. I guess somebody put it up on a shelf, and nobody knew it was there.
I love that movie. I watched it over the break.
It's a great movie, and imagine how much this dress is going to be worth. I mean, goodness.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That is amazing. Your boy Richard Branson blasted into space aboard his own rocket ship yesterday.
We have audio, and if you are a space nerd like me, it's kind of fun.
Okay. Richard Branson in space, or kind of.
3, 2, 1. Release, release, release. Clean release. Ignition, and 60 seconds, and that is a full duration burn, folks. We are headed to space. And the passengers in the back have been cleared to unstrap. We reached apogee 282,000 feet.
To all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream, looking up to the stars. Now I'm an adult in a spaceship, looking down to our beautiful, beautiful Earth. To the next generation of dreamers, if we can do this, just imagine what you can do. Hey!
He was trying to have his Neil Armstrong moment.
Okay.
You wanted that quote?
Good for him. I guess he built the rocket himself, so that makes him like the first dude who ever did his own rocket and went up himself.
So how far is he going? Is it just the outside rim?
Yeah, you go to the edge of space where you get to weightlessness, and that's what they had for 4 minutes. So it's not going deep into the far reaches of space, so you're there, you still got sunshine, all those kind of things, but, you're able to kind of fly around or float around a little bit inside of the cabin there.
The whole thing took 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just wow, okay.
Is it a little underwhelming?
I mean, I don't think the same as going into space, but going on the edge and doing it on a private aircraft
that you built yourself.
Oh, no, you're right.
You put your own cash up and you built your own rocket like you're in the backyard.
I don't mean underwhelming in that sense. And I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's still very impressive. And, anybody who's got $1 billion+ they're all racing to space because Bezos is going in 9 days. So it was important that he was able to get up there and he's now the first.
Branson beat Bezos. That's good.
There's just a lot of space talk lately. You know,
There is.
UFOs, people going to space.
All I want to do, Elon Musk is doing his thing, and Elon Musk was there, I guess, when Richard Branson landed. Elon Musk was there to greet him.
And finally here, I don't know how I feel about this. This is kind of messed up. So Dua Lipa is being sued for putting up a picture of herself on Instagram.
Okay.
I guess the image was taken a couple of years ago by somebody else, and they had put it out there.
Okay.
And it's of her. It's her. And so she found the picture 2 years later and put up the picture of herself on her Instagram.
Okay.
And now they're suing her for more than $150,000, claiming that they own the picture, even though it's her in it. How's that fair?
Yeah, well, I think that is kind of the way it goes legally. I know it doesn't seem fair because you're the one in the photo, but
it's her.
Once someone takes a photo of you like that, I think look at it maybe like a wedding photographer. You know, if they did that and then you posted it and didn't pay them and things like that, then, you know, I guess there's different rights that happen when you capture a photo.
It just doesn't seem fair if
it seems
is
odd.
Dua herself
It
posting
seems
it.
slimy.
Slimy is absolutely the perfect word.
But I think they'll win from what I understand.
They will win.
Slimy wins.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
Okay.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, there's a couple things going on over the break. There was a lot of sports stuff that happened. Yesterday was actually a really big day for it. It kind of kicked off with Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic won his 20th Grand Slam yesterday.
Now, is this the moment for Novak? He has done it. Major title number 20. And now the Golden Grand Slam beckons.
Winning Wimbledon was always a biggest dream of mine when I was a kid. And last 10 years has been an incredible journey that is not stopping here.
Tennis just always seems so weird to listen to, doesn't it?
It does.
When you don't see what they're doing, it just sounds odd. Yeah, Djokovic is now tied with Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal with 20 major singles titles.
This is a big deal.
It is a really big deal in the modern era of tennis. Pretty fascinating to have three guys tied for that, and I guess the tiebreaker will happen at the U.S. Open coming up in August. Ashley Barty, the world's #1. She claimed her first Wimbledon title in the women's singles final on Saturday. And what's impressive about that, she got bored with tennis, Virginia, and so she went and played cricket for a couple years, and then she's like, maybe I'll go back to tennis. And she walks right in and then wins Wimbledon.
Wow. Pretty annoying for the other players.
Girl's a pretty impressive athlete. Just bored with that. Football fans, you're very excited. Yesterday, World Cup shootout that was going on. It was the Euro 2020 championship. I don't know if you got to see that. Came down to penalty kicks. Italy beat England yesterday. And in the Copa America, Argentina beat Brazil. Their first Copa America since 1993. So a lot of soccer news that happened over the weekend as well. Also, NBA Finals are going on. The Bucks picked up a game last night. Suns still lead 2-1 in that. And I thought this was kind of cool. Shout out to Pablo Lopez, Miami Marlins pitcher. Yesterday became the second pitcher in Major League history to strike out the first 9 batters of a game. This is impressive, Virginia, because the last guy that did it was Mickey Welch in 1884.
Whoa.
Mickey Welch, it sounds such like an 1800s
Mickey
name.
Welch sounds like such an old name, doesn't it? Yeah, so impressive for him to be able to do that. The Marlins got the win over the Braves yesterday, 7-4 at Lone Depot Park in Miami.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
Well, there's always these new crazy combinations, these food combinations on social media.
And the newest one, Virginia, that I'd like you to maybe try to make. I think you'd make it pretty good. It's called Snickles. It's pickles, and you carve out some of the pickle, and then you put Snickers in it. Does that sound disgusting or could it work?
It sounds disgusting.
Snickles. Are they just making stuff up and then going, oh, everyone's doing it. Just go ahead and eat this.
Snickles.
So I came up with a couple of my own different combinations.
Okay,
and you tell me if this would work. How about this? Cream beans. Creamed beans. It's whipped cream with beans in it. Could that combo work?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
Really?
I don't hate
Beans.
it. Because sometimes they'll put sour cream in beans, and it is delicious.
But what about a sweet, like a whipped cream? Creamed beans? Sweet and salt?
I'd try it. I would try that.
That's no more ridiculous than a snickle.
Snickle is ridiculous.
Snickle is stupid. I would try your cream bean.
Yeah, creamed beans. You have to have a clever name. This one doesn't have a clever name, but tell me if the combination works. You've got peanut butter and mashed potatoes. So you take the peanut butter, mix it in there, kind of another sweet. Maybe don't put as much regular butter and pepper in there.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure that would work.
You might have lost me on that one.
Okay, caramel salad.
Caramel salad? It's caramel salad.
Get some lettuce, throw a bunch of caramel on there.
I feel like they're getting worse
Yeah.
as you go down the line.
All right, then instead of caramel corn on the cob, you throw caramel on the legit corn. That could work.
Caramel corn. Okay, I would try
Yeah.
that. Like a roasted corn on the cob with caramel drizzled on it.
Exactly.
Okay.
None of those are any worse than Snickles.
I know one time we tried a caramel-covered onion with you. Did you like that?
That was awful because it took me about 45 seconds to realize it was an onion.
We told him that we were going to have a caramel apple eat off. Who could eat theirs the fastest? Everybody in the room had a real caramel apple.
Yeah.
He had a caramel onion.
Yeah, but he's so competitive. He got about 3/4 of the way through and he said, this thing tastes weird.
Sad thing is, you guys could get me with that same prank.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be hard. It was almost as bad as the time you tricked me eating that chocolate-covered baby sock.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. You almost got that down, too.
Not a good combo, yeah.
It just shows you how much heart you have.
It does, yeah. Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Well, you know, Rocco's got this stuffed animal called Foxy.
Okay.
Mr. Fox is his name. We call
Okay.
him Foxy for short.
Oh, yeah.
He's had Mr. Fox ever since he was like 3 months old. It's his favorite stuffed animal. So we went to the amusement park over the weekend. We took him to Legoland for his birthday, and he insisted on Foxy coming with us. Well, don't you know it? Foxy went flying on one of the water rides.
Oh, boy. Foxy.
Foxy, for about 30 minutes, was floating in the water ride in the little lagoon area.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
Did we recover him?
We did. So, you know, Uncle Jerry Soma, his godfather, jumped a fence that said, like, danger, stay out, and retrieved Foxy.
How about that? What a hero, huh?
Yeah, that's
Saving a
that's
stuffed
good
animal
stuff.
like that? That's impressive.
All these people were watching the saga play out because they were waiting to get on the ride. The ride kept going as we were trying to get Foxy. So when he got Foxy and was doing CPR on Foxy, all these people were cheering.
If you're a little kid and you lose a special toy, it's a big deal. Happened to
Yeah.
me. Lost a Darth Vader figure at the Pizza Hut off North Lake Boulevard. Gone, distraught. I'm in my 40s, still talking about it.
Is that the Pizza Hut? You can tell it used to be a Pizza Hut, but it's not anymore. Like the frame is still there. Now it's a different building.
Off North Lake Boulevard, I can't tell you how many pizzas the Pennington ate there.
It's kind of odd. You see that a lot these days. They had the old looking Pizza Hut buildings, and then they've gone out of business, but nobody changed the frame of the Pizza Hut building, so you can tell it's just a new office in an old Pizza Hut.
The basic outside still looks like Pizza Hut, and you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Why didn't y'all do more to disguise the fact that it was a Pizza Hut?
But now it's an insurance company, but it looks like a Pizza Hut still.
Yeah. Kind of a note to people. I have some kind of like gardening shoes, or just whenever I'm out doing any kind of work out the yard. These shoes that I keep, but I kind of keep them right by the front door. So if I ever need them, I'm out there kicking around. Just to let you know, in Florida, maybe not a great idea because I did that yesterday and I wasn't even thinking about it. Just had my bare feet, and I was throwing them right into my shoes. And there's something weird when you put your foot into a shoe and there's something in there.
It's so terrible. You feel it moving around.
It is a terrible feeling. I was like, oh, there is something in there. And I put my shoe upside down and a big old Bufo Toad came out.
Oh, Kevin.
And unfortunately, I brought the shoes in the house, so I had a Bufo Toad that was running around the house, and he got underneath the sofa.
Oh, no.
And we had to try to keep the dog away because the dog really wanted to get to the Bufo. I don't know what it is. I'm like, this same dog has licked a Bufo Toad, and it almost took her life. She's so dense. She doesn't apparently remember that experience because she's trying to get back at the Bufo Toad again.
Does something with the smell attract dogs to want to lick them? Because there's other stuff dogs don't go after. It's like they're drawn to it.
I think dogs will go after any little animal.
I think, and especially because she's a Pomeranian. So I think any other animal that's actually smaller than her, it's rare to find. So she likes anything she can bully. A squirrel, a lizard, a Bufo Toad. She just can't resist. So she went after it. Luckily, we were able to get the toad, and we were able to get the dog away. So,
That's drama.
Yeah, but just kind of watch. If you do ever keep shoes outside, first of all, don't. And if you do, check them to make sure that there's not a critter in there, because luckily for me, it was only a Bufo Toad.
It's always such an uneasy feeling when the outside critters who don't belong indoors, they get in.
They get in, and it's a tough thing. So just kind of a lesson that I learned the hard way. Don't do it. Saw last week that a South Florida rapper was charged with shooting and robbing 2 men outside of a hotel in Miami. Gotta love these hip-hop guys' names. This dude, his name, Pooh Shiesty. That's what he went by. Pooh Shiesty. That was his real name.
Not familiar with his work.
No, I'm not either. But he just kind of goes along with some of the other great South Florida rappers we've got. Your Kodak Black, your XXX Tentacion, some of the interesting names that we got here. So my daughter was kind of quizzing me on this the other night, and it didn't go well. She was playing her current hip-hop file, and she's like, okay, who is this? And I think I got maybe 2 out of 80 right.
I think she asked me that, too.
Yeah.
I was like, every answer I just kept saying, Lil Uzi Vert.
That's right. That's how I got it. Yeah.
If you just keep saying him, eventually you'll be right once.
I know like 3 current hip-hop guys' names. I know DaBaby and I know Pop Smoke.
I actually like DaBaby.
Yeah, DaBaby's pretty good.
DaBaby's pretty good.
DaBaby is pretty good.
Can you give us a taste of what DaBaby's got?
No, I cannot. I can't touch DaBaby.
Mm-hmm. So there's some interesting names out there. In fact, I think hip-hop names are even more entertaining than they ever used to be when I was younger. So I want to see if you can determine which one is a hip-hop name or not. What about this? Lil Toenail. Lil Toenail. Is that a hip-hop name or not, Virginia?
Oh, I love it. I want it to be true. Please, let there be a little toenail.
Little Toenail? There is a Little Toenail.
Yes.
Really?
He is a hip-hop star out of West Palm Beach.
Okay, so are these up-and-comers that haven't made it yet, or do they have a legit...
When I heard the story about Pooh Shiesty, I'm like, does anybody know Pooh's work? I mean, are there any Pooh Shiesty fans out there that are just shocked by this, or is this just, can anybody say that, you know, I'm a hip-hop star or I'm a hip-hop artist just by recording into your phone?
I'm sorry, Pooh Shiesty's Yesterday News. I'm all about Lil Toenail.
Yeah, Pooh Shiesty, Lil Toenail. Who's got the better hip-hop name in South Florida? You can fight for it. All right, what do you think about this? Is this a real hip-hop name or not? Shorty S. Bombstain, and I can't say the real name.
There's no way.
Shorty S. Bombstain. Jaybird, is that real or fake?
That is fake.
That is real.
It's real?
Shorty S. Bombstain is a real hip-hop name.
There's a curse word in his name?
There's a curse word in his name, Shorty S. Bombstain.
I know nothing in life. Nothing is real.
I mean, who has the best name so far?
It's an insulting name.
Shorty S. Bombstain, Lil Toenail, Pooh Shiesty.
Lil Toenail, you know, the family could at least listen to.
You're right. The other ones are kind of gross. Okay, what do you think about this? Is this a hip-hop name or not? DJ Poopsie Whoopsie. Virginia.
DJ Poopsie Whoopsie.
DJ Poopsie Whoopsie. Is that a real or fake hip-hop artist name?
It sounds kind of like made up and old. I'm going to go fake.
You're going to go fake. That one is finally fake. That one is finally fake. Okay. What about this one? MC Chickenhead.
That's real.
That is fake too.
We're terrible.
That would sound like that could be real.
This is a tricky game.
It is. It's an impossible game. It's kind of like the same game that my daughter put us through the other night, Virginia, where it's like, I'm like, Caitlin, there's no way I'm getting any of these right. I have no idea. These names are so ridiculous.
It was just a game. Let's make fun of Dad.
Yeah, that's all it really was. Her and her friends just putting on a show on how old my dad is. What about this hip hop star, not Virginia? Pudgy the Fat Bastard.
Oh, I need him.
Pudgy the Fat Bastard. Is that a real hip hop name or not?
I want it to be real. Please tell me Pudgy's real.
It seems real.
That one is real. Yeah. That one is real. Okay, what about this one, Jaybird? Po White Trash. Real or fake?
That has to be real.
That's real, yeah. You're starting to see this. All right, Virginia, what do you think about Crazy Eyes Killa? Crazy Eyes Killa. Is that real or fake?
Is it Killa with an H?
It's K-I-L-L-A.
Oh,
it's
no H.
K-R-A-Z-E-E--E-Y-E-Z, and then Killa is K-I-L-L-A. Is that real or fake?
I mean, that's going to be so hard to voice dictate and get the spelling right.
There's no way it's getting it right.
Never.
Crazy Eyes Killa, real or fake?
I'm going real.
You're going to go real on that? Bird probably knows.
That's from Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's from my all-time favorite episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, Crazy Eyes Killa, that was a fake name that they made up just for that.
He's probably my favorite side character of that series.
Yeah, and Jaybird, hip-hop or not, Sir Dumps a Lot.
I think that is real. I'm going to go real.
Gonna go real. That would have actually fake. Thank God. Because Poopsie Whoopsie probably wouldn't like that, or whatever, Pooh Shiesty. There you go. It's a fun little game that you can play. Good news for you, Virginia. If you're ever feeling old, your name is one of the ones making a comeback.
Okay.
I was really surprised by this. There are a bunch of vintage baby names that are making a comeback. Ones that, you know, when we hear, we're like, oh my gosh, that sounds so old. But now I guess what's old is new again.
Eunice, that's the one that always sounds so old to me.
Oh, I know. I was going through this list. These are all baby names they say are making a big rebound. And you're going to start hearing it a lot of younger kids. And it's going to feel weird if you're probably about our age because they sound like grandma names to you. But to the younger generation who's having babies now, I mean, keep in mind, it's your Gen Zs that are now having the kids.
You're right.
That they don't sound so old and they kind of like them. Beatrice.
That's old.
That sounds old, doesn't it? Coraline.
I've never even heard of that.
Coraline is making a comeback.
Wow.
Comeback? I didn't even know that was I've never heard that name. Coraline?
Coraline, yeah. That's one of the names. Doris.
Doris?
Doris is making a comeback.
Wow.
Edith.
Old.
To me, when I think Edith Bunker, which was an old TV show when I was a young kid.
Totally.
That was a name that they were handing out in like the 30s. Edna. Making a comeback. Esther is on the rebound. Lucille, Mabel.
Mabel.
Mabel is old.
I love Mabel.
Margaret and Mildred and Millie all making a comeback.
You like Mabel because it sounds like maple.
It does. Mabel syrup.
Ooh, maple syrup.
Rose and Ruth also.
Yeah.
These are baby names that you're starting to see coming back. I was like, wow.
I saw a Rose baby this weekend.
What about for dudes? Is there George, Frank?
George is not making it, but there are a couple that I was surprised. Hank.
Oh, baby Hank.
Baby Hank. That is making a comeback. Baby Harold.
Huh.
Harold is making a comeback. Howard is making a comeback for the boys.
Is it just names with that start with H?
No, that was just in that category. Earl is making a comeback.
Earl.
Yeah. They say Jasper making a comeback, which that just sounds old to me. Leonard is a name that is coming back. Leroy, Ralph. To me, Ralph just sounds too much like you're barfing. Did people still not use Ralph for that? Is that too much of a...
Baby Ralph?
Baby Ralph sounds like the kid's just going to puke the entire time, and kids already puke enough. They say Otis.
That is a fun old name.
Otis.
How about Milo? Well, Otis,
Milo
and Otis, remember that name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hugh is making a comeback, they say, for boys. And Eugene and Edgar.
Eugene, I have an uncle Eugene. It's an old ass name.
But to me, it's not even that they sound, they don't, I don't know. Is it just my own perceptions? Because all those names sound hideous to me.
They don't feel good.
Right.
They feel like,
Is that just because of the era we grew up in? How is it that people are like, these names sound good to me and I'm going to give this to my kid?
I mean, Mildred sounds like there's no way you are younger than 90 years old.
Yeah. That's what I thought. When I hear those, it's still weird to me to hear. But apparently they're on the rebound, and a lot of the Gen Zs are naming their kids those.
Mildred Pennington. I don't like the sound of that.
No, it's terrible. Well, if you just look around South Florida, you might have a conversation with somebody to give you a whole different perspective on growing up here in the United States. I had a conversation while we were on vacation with somebody that had to escape from Venezuela in the middle of the night.
Oh, my.
His dad was not in agreement with the government, and they were there to kill them. And so they had to climb through a hole in a fence and escape in the cover of night. In fact, they all couldn't come together as a family.
Oh, my gosh.
He had to come with his mom first. Dad had to stick around and dodge the authorities there, and they just didn't know day to day if he was going to be able to make it to the United States or not. I was like, man, it's just crazy. Some of the stories that I had heard, about the violence that was erupting there in Venezuela, why they finally decided to go. The reason why they finally decided to go was their cousin had to go to a kid's dentist appointment at like noon, and somebody just came up and shot him in the parking lot. And they're just like, it was crazy just hearing the amazing stories. If you've ever talked to anybody that is here in South Florida that is from a different country, you will get a whole different appreciation for being here and not having to go through what they've gone through.
Do they know who shot him? Was it retaliation? Was it the government?
No, that's what he was saying. He said that for him, he knew he had to get out. He had left a club early in the morning. It was like 7 a.m. and he was walking home, and somebody pulled a gun on him, and just by luck, he said that was really it. He said there was really no safe time of day where he was in Venezuela.
Wow.
That crime was so bad that they knew they had to get out. And then again, his father had issues with the government because he wasn't in agreement with them. And I was just like, it was things that just blew my mind. And then there was a lot of stories just over here. I mean, these are countries that are not far from us. I don't know if you saw what was going on yesterday in Cuba.
Yeah.
They had thousands of Cubans marching in Havana and a couple other cities as well. They were protesting food shortages and the high prices that they have over there. And, they don't have the same freedoms to protest the way that we do. Somebody threw a rock and they shut it down pretty quick yesterday.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So that got kind of nasty.
We are so lucky to live where we live.
Yeah, no, we really are. And you just start having conversations with anybody that is here, and they have got an amazing story that you just can't even believe. And to really kind of put it all in perspective, too, I just saw this little blurb last week. Do you know it's illegal for children in China to play video games after 10 p.m.?
Nope.
What?
Never heard of it.
Like, wait, what? If you are in China and you're a kid, you cannot play video games after 10 p.m. and they use facial recognition software to enforce the rule.
Oh,
what happens if you're caught?
Well, that's just it. In a lot of these countries, for the most part, when a family member is detained for questioning, you typically don't see that family member ever again.
So you can be playing Fortnite, and that's your last. That's the last thing your family will ever see of you.
I don't know if they're doing that to kids or not, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. Just some of the stories that I've heard talking to people, you're like, no way. And that's what they're dealing with, and that's why they go through what they go through to get to America. And those stories that are just unbelievable. You're like, well, why do people keep risking getting on these boats? And we had that over the weekend, last week as well, with people that drowned. And you're like, why would people even risk that? Well, you hear the stories and talk to people in those countries, and you kind of understand. Sometimes they just don't have a choice.
The government is so mean to its own people.
It's unbelievable.
Could you imagine if the U.S. tried to implement that with the video games? There would be it would shut down the country. People would protest. It would be crazy.
Yeah, I get it. And look, not everybody loves America and thinks that it's so great over here. But you have a couple conversations conversations with people from other places. And yeah, America's got a lot of problems, has had a lot of problems, but there are countries that run laps around America.
Yeah, we're super lucky to deal with the problems that we're dealing with.
Yeah, we're lucky.
Yes, when it comes to a lot of issues. And then the story in Haiti, too. I don't know if you saw that, where they assassinated the president.
Yes. Crazy stuff. I think his wife got shot, too.
Yeah, she's in critical condition. They flew her to, I think, Miami or Fort Lauderdale.
You're right.
And now they're starting to implicate, I guess, a lot of South Floridians in that. In fact, there's even a Haitian doctor with South Florida ties that apparently flew into the country on a private jet, and they think he's one of the masterminds behind it. So, yeah, and they'd said that I don't know much about the political situations in Haiti, but apparently this wasn't a very good president that they had in there.
Oh, boy.
He was kind of grabbing power and things like that. So, again, another country that is very close to us, and we got a lot of Haitians in South Florida that, man, they can tell you some stories. So, like I told you, just sitting down and having that conversation with somebody, it is fascinating and eye-opening stuff. Well, time to give out some Camp KVJ passes. Today, it's a 4-pack of tickets to Rapids Water Park, Jupiter Lighthouse. Get a little tour of that. Some cool history going on there. A beautiful place.
From my sources, I hear that it's haunted.
Some do say that, yeah.
Oh,
A lot of
yes.
lighthouses, they say, are that way. Those spirits of the dead that have washed up on the rocks, they find the lighthouse because they go to the light and their spirit winds up there.
Horrifying.
Terrifying.
I know you're scared of heights like me. Going on the top of that lighthouse, would that freak you out?
Yeah, it would probably give me that weird little feeling in my nether regions. Also, we've got 2 kids activity packs, so call up to get those right now. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Virginia, you went to a water park yourself over our vacation. You went to the Legoland water park.
I did. So we took Rocco to Legoland for his 6th birthday over the weekend.
Oh, cute.
We did the regular park on Saturday, and then yesterday we did the water park.
Oh, nice.
Is Legoland, can an adult have fun there, or is that really designed for the little kid?
I had a blast.
Okay.
I think you can absolutely have fun as an adult at Legoland.
Okay. Now, tell me this. What exactly does it mean when they call out a protein spill?
Okay. If you're ever in the pool or the water park at Legoland and the lifeguards start yelling, "Protein spill," get out of the pool.
What does it mean?
It means that a kid has just either defecated or vomited.
And I gotta tell you, I'm not. I
boy.
think vomit would be better.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
It's still disgusting.
But it's still.
Gosh, I don't know. And I get what you're saying. I understand that if you had to come in contact with one or the other, maybe you might choose that. I don't know that I would, first of all.
Really?
I don't know. Honestly, it is.
Look, I don't want you to have to question like I did, because the 10 seconds that I stood there and tried to figure out what protein spill was, I could have been getting my ass out of the pool.
How did you find out what it was? Were you asking people?
Yeah, I went up to him and asked him afterwards. I'm like, what's a protein spill? And then they kind of broke it down.
I think that it would be harder with the barf because it would dissipate in the water and it would spread out.
They have to go to the area and they have to like put all these chemicals in it, and then everybody has to wait a certain amount of time. You can't go back in till they dissipate.
It's tough.
I'm going all in on vomit. Yeah, it's the better move.
I want all of y'all to know, if you ever hear protein spill, get the hell out of the pool. Don't hesitate. Don't look around and ask your friend. Don't wait. Get out.
We know those theme parks have all of those codes, because when I threw up on that Harry Potter ride, I think it was a code orange. You hear, we have a code orange right here. It was either code orange or code red, but you could hear people panicking.
Okay, so do you want, if you're a park like that, do you want a code that other patrons can understand, or do you want a code that they can't? Is it better to be oblivious? Who's doing it right? Is it the code orange where you're like, I don't know what a code orange is? Or is it the person who says protein spill where, you're right, Virginia, after about 5 or 10 seconds of hearing that, I'm going, uh-oh, protein.
Wait a minute.
I think that's a mistake. I don't think they should. The protein, that whole terminology, it makes you think gross. They need to have a secret word for that.
Yeah, I kind of like the code orange better than if you say protein spill. I do appreciate the heads up,
I just want you guys to know, because I don't want you to be in the pool like I was a little bit too long trying to figure out what protein spill meant.
I just know anytime they're saying code anything, just get the hell
Just
away.
run.
Just get the hell away.
Don't
Yeah.
ask questions.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what they use, if they have a code at Rapids. If anybody does work there, could you let us know? Are they protein spill or are they code orange?
That's a great question.
Where
You
do they
know
go
it
here?
happens at everyone.
Yeah, we got.
If there's kids, they're going to vomit.
Camp KVJ here. That includes a 4-pack of tickets to the Rapids, Jupiter Lighthouse, 2 kids activity packs, and we've got Jennifer here from Boynton Beach. Hello, Jennifer.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning. It sounds like you've got a ton of kids you're trying to entertain.
I have 3.
Oh boy.
I think this is a part of summer too, where, you know, the novelty of the first couple of weeks, you've got some ideas, you've got energy, but boy, you start getting into the second half of July and you're just flat worn out. You're over it. There's no creative power left. The energy has been gone weeks or months ago. So Jennifer, we're going to make it easy on you by hooking you up with all this stuff for Camp KVJ for free, okay?
Oh, I appreciate it. I love you guys.
Aw, we love you.
Love you too. Love the kids. Have fun with that. We're going to be changing it up a little bit every single day with Camp KVJ this week, but I will tell you, we have the 4-pack at Rapids water park tickets, so if you do want those, we're going to throw some different stuff in with it.
Nice.
Every single day this week, so something new for you this time tomorrow morning right here on the KVJ show. Okay, got some celebrity birthdays today. Michelle Rodriguez, she's been in that Fast and Furious franchise. Also, she was in the Avatar.
Oh.
She would have been in that movie with Matt Damon. She's 43 today. Topher Grace is 43. Brock Lesnar is 44. I think he's still doing athletic things. He jumps between the fighting and the UFC and the WWE.
Yeah, that guy's got muscles in his poop. He is just such a
One big muscle.
Oh
One
my
big muscle.
God.
Richard Simmons turned 73 today, and Bill Cosby is 84.
Boo.
Did you see he's trying to go on tour and do stuff? Do a show.
There's kind of an interesting debate that is going on that I saw today. The Comedy Cellar, famous in New York City, would not take Bill Cosby for his comedy tour, but they took the redhead guy,
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. And so they said yes to him after his little scandal, but they said no to Bill Cosby. So
They are different degrees of offender.
Well, one got convicted, keep in mind, and one did not, too. One spent time in prison.
Well, and Bill Cosby's doing that victory lap of that he was freed, making it like, hey, I was freed because
I'm innocent.
I'm innocent, freed.
He is not innocent.
Not loophole free.
And I think Louis C.K. still has an in with some of the club owners, which I think makes a difference. I would be shocked to see a club owner take Bill Cosby.
Yeah. I would think.
I'd be shocked.
But
they're all dirtbags.
You're right. I won't be shocked.
There's a few comedians.
You're right.
Somebody will take
You're
him.
totally right.
That's going to be the toughest decision anymore as a club owner, to be like, okay, are they bad enough to book them?
Well, that's what's been happening because there's been a lot of comedians that have been canceled or people have tried to cancel them. And if the club owners allow them to perform, people start to boycott the club.
Right.
And start
they'll
to
never go back.
Try to cancel the club, too.
Yeah. Oof. Tough era for comedy, huh? Got to say happy 26th birthday, M. That is from Joey and Walter. Also, happy 11th birthday to Grace from Mom, Percy, Granddad, and Grandma. 12th birthday shout out goes to Nick from your boyfriend, Chris. Also, happy 14th birthday to Nathaniel and Andrew, who are twins from Mom, Dad, Omi, Terry, and Maurice. Also, a happy birthday to my KVJ babies turning 4 today. Happy birthday to Nash and Cece.
Aww.
That is one of the cutest photos that they'd sent back in the day.
That's
with them in their
awesome.
KVJ onesies. One of my all-time favorite KVJ baby photos we have there.
Those babies are delicious.
Yeah, so they're growing up now.
Oh.
Also, happy 80th birthday to Mom, Miss, and Ellie from your Stewart family and friends. She is one who was at the Kentucky Derby party at the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 80th birthday right there. There's the photo.
We remember.
KJTV.
Get it, girl.
Yep. And also a shout out to my new baby niece, Ava Riley. That is from Mommy, Sean, G-Pop, Mimi, Gigi, TT, and Nino. That's a belated for you.
Yeah.
Got a birthday, want to shout out, send us an email, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com, and we will give you the hookup. I hope you guys are ready to think fast here. We got the brain challenge after a week off for vacation. Hopefully you're recharged. We'll see if it takes you a second to get back in it. Virginia, Jaybird, and Denny's all in on it. First one up, something you might put on in the morning that starts with the letter W.
White pants.
Kevin, you broke our brain with that one.
That fast?
Windbreaker?
I could go for that, yeah. I need something you would... Well, the pants you put on. That starts with a P.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. If that's setting the tone for the game.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't feel good.
Watch.
I think I forgot how to play this.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot how to play.
I forgot what game this is.
We just put on, that one didn't happen.
Yeah.
Can we do that one?
Can we get a fresh start?
Okay, I'll take the point away, Virginia. If you insist. That's odd you're arguing for that. Okay, no point for Virginia.
That's awesome.
Okay. All right, you win, Virginia. Doesn't count for you.
That's the right move.
Okay, something spicy to add to food that starts with the letter S.
Sriracha.
Oh, Denny's. That's fast right there.
Oh, gosh.
Very nice.
All right, focus.
Okay. Something you might find on a work truck that starts with the letter L.
Ladder.
Virginia, that's fast.
Real fast.
There you go. Okay, now you guys are ready to play.
Okay, now we got it.
Okay, now we start. Here we go.
Can we start over again?
Yeah, those other ones didn't count.
Yeah, ask again.
Every time Virginia gets a point, she wants to take it away. Okay, Virginia, you're back to 0. I'll let Denny keep his.
Yeah.
All right, think fast. A rom-com that starts with the letter S.
Seinfeld.
What'd you say?
Seinfeld.
She was in Seattle.
Serendipity.
Okay,
Sleepless in Seattle.
I guess we'll go Sleepless in Seattle, Jaybird. That's all everything is going on there.
I didn't know what was going
Virginia
on.
goes TV show. I mean, what a mess.
I tripped over my tongue.
Okay, everybody's got one. That's where I'll put it at right now, so it's almost like starting from scratch.
Love it.
Okay, think fast. A type of car that starts with the letter M.
Mercedes.
Virginia, I think with Maserati, we'll take that. Of course, she goes high-end.
Oh, I think Denny's had that one.
Oh, did he?
I might have edged it with Mercedes.
He said Mercedes.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, Suits. Okay, all right. Hey, Virginia's going to give you a point. Virginia's doing everything she can to not score any points today.
I don't want to win.
We've taken our third point away from Virginia.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, Virginia. All right, Denny's in the lead now, 2-1. All right, next up, think fast. Something edible that's green and starts with the letter A.
Avocado.
Okay, Bird.
With a health one.
Wow.
Tie you
I
up.
feel bad. She said apple pie.
You don't even like avocado.
I don't.
Okay, let's see if we can get a winner here. Virginia, you got to get this one correct to stay in the game.
Which is quite remarkable.
I'm just giving all my points away today. Enjoy that.
Okay, think fast. It's a store at the mall that starts with the letter N.
Neiman Marcus.
Yeah, I think we can go with that.
Neiman Marcus.
I don't know. The Neiman Marcus closed.
Well, I'm talking about a mall in the 80s.
Okay, I was looking for Nordstrom's.
Oh, I couldn't remember the
Everybody
name
forget
of it.
about Nordstrom's?
I did.
Totally forgot.
Okay, but I guess with a sloppy win, we'll give it to Jaybird.
Did you not deserve that win?
No, I don't feel like any of you deserve it. Actually,
Yeah.
Virginia deserves it, but she came in last.
I feel like I need to give that to you.
It's an odd round.
It was
Yeah.
a very odd round, yes. All right, coming up here in a couple of minutes, we got your call 'em outs. Is there anybody that you need to call out? It's kind of our way of maybe curbing and helping some of the behaviors that you see in society. I had one kind of over the weekend. You know, anything automotive always seems to be a little bit of an issue for people. And parking, I realized, is one of those things that a lot of people have complaints about how people park. And I saw an unbelievable parking job the other day. In fact, I'd never really even seen this. This was at the Palm Beach outlets. Somebody only pulled, they had a miniature car. I don't know if they completely misjudged the size of their car, because they are only about maybe a quarter to half of the way into the actual spot, and then the rest of it, they're just hanging out in the road.
Yeah, they're on drugs.
Definitely.
There's no way that person's
If I'm a
not.
cop, I just sit there and wait for them to come back to their car because I know they're high.
And I'm not even talking about weed. They're on something heavier. They might be on Quaaludes.
I was just curious what happened in this situation, because you've got a tiny micro car. It's not like it's a big, big old honking truck. I get it. You might be pulled out in the lane a little bit. This is a tiny car. You could fit 3 of these cars in one parking spot, and somehow they're still in the middle of the lane and barely actually in the parking spot itself.
Did you say you took that picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I couldn't believe. Well, I almost ran right into the car, and I'm like, what are they? Can they pull in a little bit further?
You almost want to stick around to see what kind of moron gets in that car.
We have a parking bully here at work. They kind of park on. They straddle the line to the point where a tire. They take up 2 spots basically.
Yeah.
And they do it a lot to the point where I think it's the reason why my car got hit. It was they kind of forced a situation of making it packed in like sardines.
If one person parks like that, it can throw the entire line of cars into a weird alignment, and nothing's ever right. And then especially if you're in a place where parking is tight and it's hard to find a spot, that person that's now parked right over the line and taking up 2 spots, like, come on, man.
In Virginia, I know who it is. I'm no rat, but I know I know who's causing all the havoc on our parking lot.
Do we know this person?
We don't work with them per se, but we do work with them per se.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah. All right, just let that marinate.
Okay. Somebody you need to call out. You can do it right now. Parking, traffic, anything else. 877-979-WRMF. You can call or text the KVJ show. Got one here, and I tell you, a lot of traffic issues always are one of the things people like to call out. Somebody would like to call out people who speed through the school zones when lights are flashing. Some schools, they want to remind you, are having camps. And even summer school is going on, and they still have these active school zones. So get over yourselves, people. It's not all about you, it says. So something to think about. Maybe you didn't think about it. School's out. No, there's still going to be kids going in.
Kids are still there.
Summer school, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, if you complain about people taking their kids into restaurants, they are not the a-hole. You are. Children are people. Parents are people. It's a society, and you just sound like a jerk who yells at people from his porch.
What happens if that kid takes a spoon and starts hitting you in the kneecap with it?
Yeah, you might want to say, hey, can you get your kid?
That's aggressive.
That's assault.
Do we defend that kid?
I think you can start hitting that kid back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. People who spend ages at the hand dryer in public bathrooms, I need to call them out. They try to make sure every single droplet of water is gone. They need to pull themselves together. Your hands are clean. Just give them a shake and get on with your life.
The other thing we need to call out, I don't know why it still goes on. I'm not trying to take anyone's job away, but it's an awkward situation when you go into a bathroom and someone's there, the bathroom attendant, just listening to your every move. I mean, does anyone go number 2 in those situations? How could you?
I think people do, yeah.
I mean,
some people don't care.
They don't care? Clearly the bathroom attendant cares, right?
I mean, what a terrible job.
If you care, you've chosen a dumb job for you.
You have the wrong temperament for the trade.
Right.
You're right.
You have to be a person who doesn't care.
But it just seems like an outdated concept.
It is. And it's uncomfortable for everybody.
It really is uncomfortable.
I've never been a huge fan of the bathroom attendant.
No,
ever.
I know how to do all this.
Yeah.
I got this.
I just feel like it's a shakedown for money, and it's an exchange I don't want to have.
Well, there was a few times, I know we had some gigs where there was a bathroom attendant working there.
Yeah.
I start drinking, and then I think every time I go pee, which I can pee a lot in a 2-hour time frame.
Yeah.
You got to $5 every time. That adds up.
Yeah, I spend $20 at the bar. I spend $80 in the bathroom.
It's just a weird concept is all.
Yeah. Another column out here says, I want to call out my ex who went off on me for simply sending her a happy birthday text. We've been divorced since 2015, but she replied like I had just cheated on her again. Let it go already.
Oh, you cheated. Well, you cheated, and then you're wishing her a happy birthday.
Why are you? It's on you.
Dude, it's on you.
Stop texting your ex.
And stop acting like you don't know why she's annoyed.
And you're making her mad on her birthday. You knew what you were doing.
You're a cheater, and then you're disrupting her birthday, and you can't believe she's mad.
Honestly, unless it's like a mutual agreement at your divorce, that like, hey, you know what? I like you. It just didn't work out. That's the kind of ex you can text. When you cheated on them and they hate you and they don't make eye contact with you when you leave the attorney's office, probably don't text them on their birthday ever. And even if it's 10 or 12 or 14 or 20 years later.
Well, then you followed up with the whole, oh, get over it already.
Well, you're being passive aggressive and we see you. Stop texting her on her birthday.
Oh, man.
Another column out, somebody texted and said, if you're the sort of person who rates women out of 10, there's a really good chance that you're also a bit of an ass.
But women do that with people, too. They do with dudes. Oh, he's a 9 out of 10, Kevin. We got to call it both ways, guys. Got to call it both ways.
Somebody said, I want to call out my dad. He got arrested at my son's travel baseball game for punching another parent in the face.
Dang.
Then the cops found cocaine in his pocket.
Dang.
Which might explain his behavior a bit.
He was amped up.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you're going to get a little jacked up on some cocaine.
Man.
Which they used to use cocaine, Virginia, back in the day in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Guys would get all hopped up on cocaine, and then you wonder why there was so many brawls.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly makes that baseball game more fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another column out here. This is from Hannah, who sent us this on the mic drop feature on our 97.9 WRMF app.
You know, I just want to talk about all those horrible bosses out there that try to get grabby and sexual with their employees. It's really creepy. I'm a married woman. I love my husband and I love my job, but I don't like advances and grabbies from the boss. You know, I'm supposed to be working for a family company, but the son has taken over. And you know what? I hope he's listening. And if he hears this, just cut it out. You know what? I'm calling that dirty pig out.
Okay.
Blow his spot up. You can't do that crap.
No.
You can't. Especially in 2021. If you're a boss doing that, you can bring them down now.
It's a different day.
You actually can bring them down.
Mm-hmm. Here is a column out about a boss as well. It says, my boss is getting it on with my ex-girlfriend, and we only broke up 2 months ago.
Oh, man. Your boss moved in on your girl?
Says, I need the job, but I'm already dreading the company picnic next weekend.
Oh. You can't go. If she's going to be there as your boss's date, you cannot go.
Well, what if the boss is one of those people? I know for us, we always go to these company functions like the Christmas party because there's a secret roll call that happens.
There is.
And if you don't go, you're unappreciative.
Right.
And you're a diva and you're a jerk.
It's not all party.
Right. You don't want to go because your boss is banging your ex-girlfriend. But if you don't go, then the boss is like, you're unappreciative.
You know what I say?
Bring a hooker.
You turn it.
Bring a hot hooker, the hottest hooker you can afford, and bring her to the party, and you guys just make out the whole time.
What if you can only afford a hooker that has lip scabs?
Well,
do you still follow your advice, Virginia?
You certainly don't kiss her.
Yeah.
Listen, you use the energy and you turn this. Don't go all sad. Don't get mad. Not a hooker, but let's find a compromise. Bring somebody. You're moving on with your life. You're having fun. Turn it into a positive.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I like it. No hooker though.
I say bring the hooker.
A couple other column out. Somebody said, I'm calling my neighbors out for letting their dog bark all night. The cops won't do anything about it, so this is all I've got is to call them out on the KVJ show.
If you're the owner and the dog's outside at midnight, what are you doing?
It's so not fair.
How are they sleeping, I'm wondering?
Thank you.
And somebody said, I'd like to call out my neighbor for continually pleasuring himself in his backyard.
Oh.
I don't know if he realizes that we can see him or he just loves getting his release in nature, but either way, I want him to know that his neighbors either want him to stop or to get a taller fence.
He knows what he's doing. He knows people are watching. You don't do that in your backyard and think you're completely safe ever.
Signed, Jaybird's neighbor.
No, I would never.
Look at him. He's over here defending outdoor masturbation.
No, you would be able to see every move at my place. My next door neighbor has a dog that keeps on pushing out the wooden part, so they'd get a full-on show. They'd see it all. The P's and the T's.
Okay. Somebody else that I'd like to call out, my ex-boyfriend of 10 years who's using pictures of my dog on his new dating profile. He's never paid anything for that dog. I'd also like to call out two people that went to an entirely empty beach, took a seat in front of me, and smoked a cigar and cigarette the entire time. They were 2 inches from me with the whole beach in front of them.
That's messed up.
That's a bully move. Those cigars, everybody can smell them. Everyone can.
Okay. All right. So there you go. Those are some things to make everybody aware of for your call outs. Anything else you need to add? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. There are also a lot of really cool things to call out, including, I'm excited about this one, already posted up on our social media. You can check it out. We told you the story about Patricio, the 15-year-old that had come to South Florida from Ecuador and was seeking medical treatment at Nicholas's Children's Hospital. He got a really bad diagnosis, and he had just really one wish, and they called out to Little Smiles to do it, and Little Smiles connected with Inter Miami CF, and we told you about it right before we went on vacation, and it all went down. I got to tell you all about it and what exactly happened and how awesome Inter Miami CF was coming up next. Got a lot of really good call-em outs today that I want to give shout-outs to. Inter Miami CF, a big old call-em out to them for what they did for Patricio. He's 15, came to South Florida from Ecuador, had to seek medical treatment at Nicholas Children's Hospital. His family sold everything they owned, only to find out that Patricio got the worst diagnosis possible. Now, Patricio loves soccer, and he just wanted to meet a player from Inter Miami CF. And with Little Smiles, they coordinated with Chris Allen, who's the VP of marketing for Inter Miami CF, and they got Patricio's family to the stadium. They went on the field. They met the players. The whole family got custom jerseys. At the stadium, they even signed Patricio as a one-day player.
Aww.
With like a whole contract thing where he's sitting there like officially how they do with the legit players.
It's beautiful.
In the locker room, he got his own custom jersey, and they hung it with the rest of the team. And they made him a captain. So he's sitting there, you know, at his locker, and he's like looking up, and there's his jersey with his name on it right next to other, you know, players for the team.
He was having so much fun in the thick of it with the coach and the players. They had invited him to go up to David Beckham's suite and hang out up there. He's like, no, I'm staying on the field with my team. I'm staying down here in the locker room with my boys.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, they even put his name on the stadium screens, and they even put on a team scrimmage just for him. So that's why he wanted to be down there on the field. Yeah, it was just really kind of cool. He was just kind of sitting there with the, you know, the coach of the team and all that kind of stuff. And the other thing he had wanted too was a PS5. And we were talking about that before we went to break, and everybody's just like, oh my gosh, that's almost impossible to get.
It's really weird how hard they are. I mean, I know in the beginning you'd think, okay, but people still can't get them, Virginia.
Months and months later, they're hard to get, but not for KVJ Nation.
Yeah.
Immediately after the show was over, Denny's had a connection that called up and said, look, I got one. By noon, we had a PS5 thanks to KVJ Nation.
So thanks to everybody that made that happen, especially Inter Miami CF. It was really awesome that you guys did what you did. If you want to see the video, it's up on our Facebook page. It's up on our Twitter. I believe it's on our Instagram. We'll get it on our TikTok here. So just look for KVJ Show on any of those platforms, and you can actually see the video and see what it was like and how happy he was.
It's beautiful.
There's another really cool story. Now, you're just trying to find anything good coming out of the Champlain Towers South condominium from Surfside. The death toll and the number keeps going up, and so any kind of little bit of positivity is noted. And there was something positive. There was a cat that was missing after the collapse. Now, this family was on the 9th floor, and so far, they have the mom and two of the girls from the family. The dad is still missing, but they were able to find the cat and reunite the cat with them. So just kind of a little bit of a glimmer of hope and something positive out of a terrible situation.
Wow, the cat lived from that whole thing collapsing?
They found the cat, yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, obviously this is what it sounded like when they did the reunion with the family.
I think it is him, yeah. Just a little bit of relief and shocked, honestly. I'm kind of shocked. But we already had a feeling that if one of our animals were to make it, it would be him. So we're not surprised either. So yeah, I'm happy.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's a good story coming out of that. Also want to do a call out to Sean Turner. You might remember this story when he was driving along Military Trail in Camino Real in Boca Raton. His son Timothy spotted a car in the canal. And so Sean pulled over, leaped into the water, and emerged with an unconscious Molly Padron in his arms.
Wow.
And people were thinking, I mean, that car's about to sink. It's going to suck you down with it. Molly had an epileptic seizure and was unconscious behind the wheel. And for his bravery, Sean Turner was just awarded the Carnegie Medal, which is one of the highest awards a civilian can earn in the U.S.
I mean, that's the legit way to save somebody. You dive in the water, you pull the body out.
There are photos. He's hanging out of the car
style,
window. It's unbelievable.
What a hero.
He is one of just 18 people to receive the Carnegie Medal this year and only one of 7 from South Florida to get the award in the past 10 years.
Well deserved.
Amen.
Sean Turner is a hero. He deserves to call him out. And I'd also like to call out Lucy Lopez. You might remember the name from Power 96. She's been on in Miami for 2 decades, and unfortunately, she just announced her departure due to corporate restructuring.
Oh, no.
I hate that this stuff happens. You know, big corporate radio, they come in, they get rid of the local air talent that connects to communities. She said there are some major changes coming to my beloved Power 96, and it's time for your girl to move on. She took over for DJ Laz when he had left Power 96 because he had to go get us fired at our station.
He took over for us when we got fired.
Yeah, so it's all kind of
We're connected.
cyclical there.
It's 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah, that's how that kind of goes around. So we wish Lucy the best. I'm sure she's going to land on her feet, but I just hate to see when that kind of stuff happens. So she's put in a great career already here in South Florida, and I'm sure it's going to continue somewhere else. Say an extra prayer today. I'm very thankful Virginia's here with us. Almost didn't happen. Virginia almost died, apparently.
I did legit almost die.
Legit almost died. Like legit almost died.
Legit almost killed myself.
It's tough to kill a witch, though. Keep that in mind.
You're right.
It's tricky.
It's usually, what, a bucket of water you got to throw on them?
I believe so.
Is that what it takes?
Yeah, how do they kill the witch in Wizard of Oz?
I know garlic is like a vampire.
Didn't a house fall on the witch?
Yeah, a house has to fall on you.
It takes a falling house or a bucket of water. Only 2 ways to kill a witch. Yeah. So how did you almost die?
So I was getting the windows put in, and I wanted to mess with one of my windows. So I've got this one window that we actually sealed the wall on the other side, so it's not really a window anymore.
Okay.
And I wanted to open up the hurricane shutters on it because these damn birds had built a nest in it.
Okay.
And it was just nasty. You could see like the pieces of the nest hanging out of it. It looked dirty. So I got this ladder that my neighbor gave me. And it's called the Little Giant Ladder. So it can be either like an A-frame or it can be straight up and down where it extends to 26 feet tall. Or you can make it like, smaller. It's really heavy though. It weighs, I just looked at the specifics of it. It weighs 50 pounds, just the ladder by itself. So the other day when I was trying to open these shutters on that window, I figured I could do it by myself. Nobody was there but me. My husband had gone somewhere with Rocco. Magnolia wasn't home. I was in a hurry to do it, and I went in the garage, grabbed the ladder, brought it around, went to go set it up, and I was in a big hurry. I wasn't paying attention. And the little lock things that keep it snapped in place, I forgot to put those things in place. So when I extended the ladder out straight and I was going to lift it up against the house, basically I'm standing with my head at the A-frame apex of it. And as I went to go put it against the house, gravity took over because it wasn't locked in.
Yeah.
And the thing came crashing down onto my shoulders. And I had about 2 inches clearance in the front and 2 inches clearance in the back between this thing just knocking me out.
Please tell me that the neighbors who hate you that film your every move caught that on camera.
It's not on their side of the house.
Gosh, that's how we go viral.
And that's not the neighbor who you got the ladder from, because maybe they gave you a trick ladder.
Oh my gosh, they're trying to take you out.
Here you go, Virginia. We got a ladder that's perfect for you.
They're trying to silence the loudest witch ever. You can't silence this.
This ladder didn't come from the neighbors that hate me.
Okay. Okay.
This came from a different neighbor.
Don't trust them. Yeah.
It was my fault. It was totally my fault. I was trying to hurry. I didn't lock those little thingies in. And after this happened, I kind of just sat in the grass and I'm like, I was 2 inches in the front and 2 inches in the back away from killing myself. If this 50-pound thing with that velocity would have hit me in the head, which it should have, I don't know how it didn't, I would have been dead.
It does sound a little treacherous.
Thank you for being so brave telling your story. Do you want breakfast? Because that might make the soul feel a little better. Look, we're only here for so long.
You're on borrowed time now, Virginia. Yeah, who cares about your physique?
It'll make you sit in the grass and think.
Let's get some flapjacks in you.
Let's do it.
All right, there you go. All it takes is a near-death experience. And Virginia's ready for breakfast. I want to update you on an email that we had received a while ago where somebody was saying there's just something weird going on with my husband and friend. My husband shows my childhood girlfriend more attention than he would any other woman. Things like the touchy-feely type stuff, rubbing her shoulder or neck, and then she would like wipe food from his face. Even her partner kind of noticed it. And then we got a photo together, and I got the photo back. I had it, and I noticed it was ripped up in the garbage because I had made something about how it looked like he was ogling her in the photo. Well, I got an email update, and it said it was just a few weeks ago that I had emailed you about the suspicions that I had about my husband and best friend. Well, last weekend, my husband was supposed to be fishing with a friend, and my best friend was supposed to be at her parents' in Jacksonville. On Saturday, my best friend's husband got an alert on his phone that motion was detected in his house while he was golfing. He looked at the camera and saw my husband and his wife making out in their kitchen.
Oh, my
I mean, are you
gosh.
surprised by it? I don't think it takes a sleuth detective
But I mean,
here.
what kind of idiot makes out in the house when there's motion detecting cameras?
The same kind of idiot that wipes food off of your mouth in front of you.
And she may not have known. I mean, it's one of those things where maybe if one partner orders the cameras and everything, they don't fully understand what the technology is.
No, Kevin, you're right. There are people getting busted for everything right
Yeah.
now. Because if you're a little older school and you're not up on technology, you have no idea that everything you're doing is being
You would
recorded.
never think in your own home if you didn't know and you didn't order it, and all of a sudden there's just stuff that's up, and maybe he did that because of the suspicions he had, and he's not going to tell her, be like, hey, just to let you know, if you move in here, it'll alert me to my phone.
She said she was out of town.
Yeah.
So he's probably like, all right, if there's movement in my house, I need to see who's in my house.
People are getting busted left and right for doing no good these days because of them cameras.
Dang.
Yeah.
And everyone's got a Ring doorbell now, it seems like. They're affordable.
So this guy, after seeing his wife making out in her kitchen, he left his golf game, drove straight home, and caught them together naked in the bathroom.
What? He walked in on them, banging on the bathroom floor?
Someone else going for a hole-in-one.
It doesn't say anything about any relations. They were both naked in the bathroom.
But okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, you know that they probably were doing it, but he didn't catch them in the act.
But still.
He probably just got there right before or right after.
Well, it's enough to assume that obviously it was going on. But both of our spouses are asking forgiveness. And I was talking with my best friend's husband in the middle of last week, and he's considering staying in his marriage. I told him he was a fool, but he believes it's an isolated incident. So now my husband is asking why I can't be as understanding. And this whole thing is just making me insane.
Is maybe the other husband part of a cook holding situation? Is he a cook? It's a legit question.
Is he a cook?
I'm saying see you. Is he? That could be a thing, Kevin. He's playing dumb, and this is all part of some kind of a weird swinging situation, Virginia.
But all I know is if you're not comfortable with the fact that your man cheated on you with your best friend, you don't have to take him back.
No.
You don't have to forgive him. You have to follow your heart and your instinct. And if this is a one and done thing for you when it comes to cheating, because it would be for me, that's it. You let him go.
I'm like a Kevin Ralston. I do believe in forgiveness, but just because you believe or just because you forgive somebody does not mean you need to stick around. Doesn't mean you forget. And the forgiveness is more for you, not for him.
Yeah.
So your soul doesn't, catch on fire.
They're a separate situation.
Yeah.
If he wants to forgive his wife and have her continue to cheat or whatever she might be doing, then that's his business.
I think the KVJ show is saying we're Walls KVJ, and we're out.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with my best friend, and I don't want anything to do with him.
Can you imagine? It's a double win. Your best friend from childhood.
That's crazy.
Ultimate betrayal.
Yeah, that is ultimate betrayal. And, look, I get it. There are some relationships that do survive infidelity. But it's just, to me, a lot of times it depends upon what the circumstances are. And these circumstances are just so deliberate. It seems like they've been going on for so long.
And building.
Yeah, that, hey, look, there may be some instances where it'd be like, all right, I'll give it to you. Maybe the relationship could survive infidelity. This just doesn't seem to be one of those situations.
I feel like you are a peaceful, spiritual man that does have forgiveness in your heart.
Yeah.
Same thing with you. Let's say the queen cheated on you with somebody you were really, really close with, and then she begs for forgiveness. Could you get to a place of forgiveness and move on with her or move on without her?
Well, I possibly could. Look, the forgiveness would come pretty quick. I'd be like, okay, look, I'm not going to carry that, angst inside myself, so I'm going to give you the forgiveness. But the next question is, could we still be in a matrimonial relationship?
Trusting.
There's no way.
That's a different situation than forgiveness. So
it's tough to lay with that person.
Yeah.
Rub them, massage them.
Right.
Neck with them.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking about them with your best friend. I don't want to neck with that person.
Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, it's a different situation. So, I wouldn't see that working out well. So, best to you. I'm sorry that to happen. But, at least you got a little bit of closure, because I think probably the scenario the way it was driving you insane.
Sure, because you could see it. And you weren't stupid. You weren't overreacting. They were becoming interested in each other.
In a weird way, that's got to feel good, right?
Yeah,
in
totally.
a weird way.
You were right, and your suspicions were on target.
But I would never put up with that crap. Constantly touching, rubbing food off the mouth. Like, when you see someone rub food off of someone's mouth or, get something off their face, that's an intimate kind of a move right there. Mm-hmm. It's not something I would never do that to Denny's wife. Oh, Jen,
never.
You got some chocolate on your lip. Let me get that for you.
Never.
Yeah.
Oh, my, it's creepy.
There's a story about infidelity that is going crazy, blowing up on TikTok. The women in my family are all into it. Have you heard of Sex Life on Netflix?
No, what's that?
Okay, it was going crazy on Netflix. A really smart way for them to promote this, because there were so many reaction videos, and I didn't commit it to memory. It's like episode 3 at such and such time in. It's a shower scene.
Okay.
And they show this guy in the shower, and he is one of the most impressive specimens that you would ever see. He will bring envy to 99.9% of all men on planet Earth.
Well, I gotta check this guy out.
I mean, honestly, this thing is so long, it should have a knee in the middle of it.
It's like a leg.
It's unbelievable what is going on here. And so that has hooked a lot of people into watching it, like my wife and my daughter.
Wow.
And my wife has now binge watched the entire season on Netflix. And the plot line is rather interesting and something that I think a lot of women could relate to. It is about this mom. She's got a couple kids. She's got a husband. Everything is great, but she's lacking the passion and spark that she had with her ex-boyfriend.
Uh-oh.
So the whole series is about her kind of going back. And then the scene itself, from what I understand, is the husband sees her ex-boyfriend in the shower, and then on top of it, could you imagine that?
How does her husband see the ex-boyfriend in a shower?
They're in like a gym. And so it's one of those rooms with a lot of shower heads. And so he looks over and he sees the ex-boyfriend.
Oh, boy.
And then that's where he's just like, oh, he knows he doesn't stack up to that. And that's kind of where his wife's mind is drifting towards.
Don't let it shake you, my friend. Just because it's bigger doesn't mean it's better. Just ask the Titanic. Didn't work out for that.
Yeah, so.
Just saying, it's not always the best.
But it comes down to the infidelity question of, this is a wife with the kids, with the husband that is just so busy trying to keep their lifestyle afloat that he's not really paying attention to her, and she feels neglected, doesn't feel loved and cherished, and doesn't feel attractive anymore, and she's going other places to find that. And so I think there's a lot of women probably dealing with that. Maybe that's why it's caught on, but it's one of the hot shows that people are talking about on Netflix.
You married people are crazy. You are. You married people are nuts.
Oh, you got balls to call anybody crazy.
I'm single and I'm crazy, but I'm having fun. I'm smiling.
Coming up here in a couple of minutes. I I guess this is really a thing because there are a lot of comments that we got on our Facebook page, Peeping Toms.
I'm so glad we're talking about this, Kevin. It was
Yeah.
a big thing in my week talking with a lot of people about this.
Yeah, I know that my wife and daughter, if they knew that a guy was packing this, they might be Peeping Toms themselves.
This is pretty scary, though, Virginia.
Who's peeping on who?
There's a lot.
It seems like a lot of times it's creepy dudes. At least that's the stigma.
No, it really is. And if you go on YouTube and you just type in prowlers getting caught or peeping toms being caught on camera, there's so many videos all through the
Really?
A lot of them in Florida. Me and Denny's,
Of course, they're in Florida.
Me and Denny's were we were going through all these videos because it's really weird and it's also eye-opening to see how they do it, what their technique is. And as we're going through it, we see a girl we know getting interviewed on the news because she was a victim of a peeping tom.
No way.
Yeah, some guys do the M. It rhymes with master smate as they are looking in there.
Okay.
Creepy.
Yes, it's pretty awful.
Yeah. Peeping Tom is one thing, excreting Tom is another thing.
They'll arrest you. But the thing
They
is,
should.
But you don't go to jail for that long. The peeping,
Really?
they kind of protect peeping toms, which is weird to
You
me.
don't go to jail for peeping in somebody's windows?
There was a dude that was dressed in underwear, high heels, got out of the car, tried to unlock someone's car, was looking in windows. He was on the school board or a teacher.
What?
And he only got X amount of months. It was nothing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that is some crazy stuff.
I think it does jump when you do Smaster Smate. I think it goes it absolutely should.
Yeah, well, by judging from the amount of comments and stories people have about peeping toms, a lot of stuff going on the KVJ Show Facebook page we'll share with you next. Some fascinating peeping tom stories that we have got on the KVJ Show Facebook page. Jaber, you're talking about you've just had tons of conversations with a lot of people. There are like 3 or 4 different stories you got about peeping toms.
All in the same, I would say, 10-day period. My niece has a friend. She was on her couch on her phone, and there was a dude looking in her window, just standing there, locking eyes. And she said when she looked at him, he didn't even move right away. He continued to stare at her.
Apartment or house?
It was an apartment, so that's the first one. There's another one where a woman in West Palm that I know was in her apartment, and the guy was looking at her in her bedroom. That was a house, and another person that we know.
I feel like apartments are easier for peeping toms to get away with it.
You say that, but honestly, if you look at some of these stories that I was pulling up, a lot of them are in regular houses. They're so brazen. This one dude, it was 6:15 in the morning where everyone's out walking, doing all this stuff. It was the 3rd time this guy went to this window in the course of 10 days. He was in that neighborhood doing lawn maintenance. He had a lawn outfit on, so he was acting like he belonged, and then he was looking in the teenage daughter's window.
Creepy.
Wow. Yeah, some of the stories, like Jennifer had said, I had this guy, he put his peen against my window after cutting a hole through the screen to make it fit. He was pressing his donger against the glass, and then he ran off later. It was found out that he had done the same thing to other women in the area. That was his MO.
It was the reason why my family moved from Lake Park to Palm Beach Gardens, because in the late 80s, early 90s, this crime really started happening in Lake Park. And my oldest sister, was home alone, and she heard 2 guys in the side by the window going, "Ain't you gonna do it? Ain't you gonna do it?"
What?
And she put the light on, and I guess they fled, but they were getting ready to come in there. And the next day, we found a condom in the backyard.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of them are twisted. Some of them are a little bit more innocent. Mike said that, yeah, I'd gone onto my roof to dump a bucket of water on my wife who was sunbathing, and from my vantage point, I caught the neighbor's 17-year-old son looking through the gaps in the fence. He was there long enough for me to grab a camera, go back on the roof, and then into his yard. So
that's funny.
Yeah. Hey, just do me a favor. Don't watch those prowlers and peeping toms getting busted if you are home alone, because it's going to freak you out. But just put it on YouTube. You'll see all these dudes getting busted. And I think it's important because you learn their MO and how they're doing it and what they're doing.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the stories, it's an interesting read, the thread we got on the KVJ Show Facebook page about peeping toms. Eileen had said, yeah, the security guard at the hospital in Plantation climbed up the side of the building of the maternity ward and was standing outside my window after my C-section.
Oh.
I just had a weird feeling somebody was watching me.
Yeah, you do. I think your instinct turns on, and you know something's up.
He's trying to watch women give birth. I mean, is that sexy?
There's dudes that will do it to when girls are going to the bathroom. Number two. Yes, absolutely.
Twisted
They just want to see it all, Virginia. It's twisted, man.
What the hell?
Right.
The ring door cam, those cams are busting people left and right.
Good.
And people didn't even realize it was going on until they go back and look at their footage. And a lot of these guys are repeat. They'll find a house they like.
They'll come
and
back.
keep going back, especially if they don't get caught.
Yeah. This is a really odd story here. Peter had said, on November 5th of 1955, I found my father in a tree using binoculars to look at my mom. He fell out of the tree, and I saved him from getting hit by her father's car. Next thing I knew, I woke up in her bedroom, and she had the hots for me.
Wait a minute, hold on. November 5th, 1955. Oh, yeah, it's the day Doc Brown invented the flux capacitor. Yeah, it's a day in history.
We got Marty McFly on our feed.
Wow.
What a great story.
By the way, Marty McFly was a Peeping Tom. Let's not forget that.
That's true.
Or his dad, I mean.
His dad, George McFly.
Yeah.
McFly. Yeah, all right.
I'm a creepo.
Yeah, great stories there. We all do dumb things. Sometimes we're little kids when we do it. Other times we're drunk adults when we do it. What we got to do is try to figure out what these people were when they did the dumb thing. Okay, Marla left this for us on the Mic Drop feature on the 97.9 WRMF app. What do you think? Was she a little kid or a drunk adult when she did this?
So I gave my niece a haircut that was so bad that she cried, and I ended up getting kicked out of my sister's house.
Okay. At first I thought it was a little kid kind of thing.
Me too,
but then getting kicked out of the house.
The over-the-top reaction to it seems like there's some drunk feelings.
You only do that to a drunk adult, I would assume.
I think you're right.
I would assume. Okay, I'm going drunk adult. Everybody agree on that?
Drunk adult.
Yeah.
Okay, what was she?
I was a drunk adult. Yeah. But in my defense, we both had been drinking, and her haircut was so bad. When my sister saw it, she was so mad. She drove me straight home, and I had to pay to get my niece's hair fixed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Was she drunk there too?
She's slurring.
It kind of went on a little bit long.
And then what we did was
83 degrees out.
Okay, we've got Dale here with a story, little kid or drunk adult.
I dove off my third-story balcony into the hotel pool in Myrtle Beach.
I mean, it sounds like drunk adult, but could be a little kid. I think he's trying to trick us.
Dale, he's a drunk adult.
I'm going drunk adult because of Myrtle Beach.
So I think it's a little kid, but I do think Dale is a drunk adult a lot. But I'm going little kid.
And what are you going with, Virginia?
I'm saying drunk adult.
I'm going to go drunk adult as well. Dale, what were you?
Yeah, I was like 11 when I did it. When I was younger, I watched a whole lot of Jackass, and I was determined to be the next Johnny Knoxville. Let me just tell you, that did not end up happening.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine who would always jump off roofs into pools. And
third story,
This one was a second story, but it's still, you're like, oh, this is making my balls feel weird.
Third story's insane.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. An 11-year-old? Dang. And the Myrtle Beach got me. All I know is redneck drunk shenanigans in Myrtle Beach.
You jump off a lot of roofs in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt you do. All right, we've got Misty here. Was she a little kid or a drunk adult when she did this?
So pretty much my story was I dialed 911 because I saw a UFO.
Ooh.
That's your kind of girl.
That is.
Man, that's so vague, though. Geez, I don't know.
People do, by the way, call 911 for UFO sightings, and the cops can do absolutely nothing.
I'm going with, but I'm going with an air of a little kid on this, I think. It feels like a little kid did this. That's why she's left us this mic drop.
I feel like it's a drunk adult.
Yeah?
I feel like it is a little kid, because you're right. I think drunk adult gets excited, starts filming, not calling the cops.
Little kid would be like, they don't know, they're scared.
Kevin's right, Virginia's wrong.
Okay. We'll find out. Okay. She a little kid or a drunk adult?
I was a drunk adult.
Ah, jeez.
There was definitely too much tequila involved, and I thought I saw a UFO, but it ended up being my neighbor's front door porch light.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Missy was
It was
hammered.
a porch
You
light?
drinking moonshine mixed with acid? What's going on over there?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right, and let's see what Kirsten's got to say here. We got a tie between Jaybird and Virginia with 2 each here, little kid or drunk adult.
So one time I decided to feed pigs by hand. So I stupidly jumped into their pen, but they overran me. And by the time I was pulled to safety, I was completely covered in mud, and I was bloody and just covered in pig poop from head to toe.
Oh, my gosh.
What a story.
Okay, was Kirsten a little kid or a drunk adult when that happened, Virginia?
I feel like that's drunk adult.
Drunk adult?
I feel like it's a little kid.
Going little kid on
Yeah,
that?
I am.
Okay, all right. I am going to go... It does feel like a little kid. Little kid thinks that pigs are cute. They get in there, see that kind of stuff. And your first lesson with pigs, you realize, yeah, they could knock you around a little bit.
And kids aren't afraid to get dirty either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we got a tie between Virginia and Jaybird. You got different answers, so who's the winner here?
I was a young girl from the city visiting my friend on a farm, and the only pig I knew about was in Charlotte's Web. So I thought these pigs were cool. They were not like that. In fact, they were a-holes.
Bird got it.
Look at you! Listen to drunk people and little kids. I am a little drunk adult.
All right, there you go. Well, thank you very much for all these submissions. If you got a story like that, you hear how to do it. Leave a little bit of a gap between your story setup and the answer, and just take it to the mic drop feature we got with the 97.9 WRMF app.
Have we ever done that with our own stories? A round of KVJ drunk adult little kid?
I think everybody knows all my drunk stories. I gotta go make some more.
Make some new ones this weekend.
There you go. I'll make some new ones, and then we'll get back to that. So all you do, you download that app absolutely free, and then leave us a mic drop for little kid or drunk adult.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Crazy stuff going on over the weekend. Did you see the video that came from the Cherry Festival in Traverse City, Michigan?
No, what happened?
It was the Magic Carpet Ride. It went haywire.
Oh, the one where it starts to tilt?
Yes.
Yes. All
And-
these people had to rush over.
Yeah, these bystanders came over and tried to help these people. I mean, this thing looked like it was coming off of the rails. It was
horrifying.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Magic Carpet Ride, it's one of those things, it's got kind of a cab and it, spins around. People are in that. And on the other end, there's nothing. And it was just wobbly and it looked like it was going to flip over, spinning in circles. It was crazy.
It looked like...
Listen to that thing going.
Oh my God.
You've got to be kidding me. Someone's getting fired.
Somebody's getting fired.
It looks like they forgot to bolt it down.
Yes, there was something going on. Amazingly, no injuries were reported in this. But, the big story everybody's talking about today is carnival ride safety because, they pick up and they move these things all around, unlike what you see at a Disney and Universal.
No offense, but I don't think they're, it's not like NASA where they're going over every little detail on everything.
But there is supposed to be somebody that comes out, an inspector comes out.
Yeah, it is.
Before the festival is allowed to open.
Oh, okay.
And inspect the rides.
You trust that inspector? Yeah.
I mean, he works for whatever county you pay him with your taxes.
Yeah, you do.
You would think he cared. Because it squarely falls on him.
What about those, remember, I've gone to them with you before. They're kind of like a low-budget carnival, and you're not sure who's putting it on. It seems like someone in the neighborhood's doing it.
Every one of those, if they're having any kind of amusement rides like that are dangerous, they're supposed to be inspected by the inspector, and that guy's supposed to catch if it's not bolted down right.
But a legit inspector, you can't hire a shady inspector to get it done? I have no idea. I'm just asking.
I think it's supposed to be, the same dude that goes to all of them. And it's a local guy that works here. It's not like the traveling inspector that inspects his own stuff every time.
I've just been to some of those low-budget carnivals.
Oh, my gosh,
Dude, I'm telling you, they don't look safe.
No.
I was on a ride one time, and the safety bar flew off.
Yeah.
And I had to hold Magnolia in. She was little. The whole entire bar that kept us locked in just flew right off.
How many inspectors are out there? I want to meet that inspector.
Where's that inspector?
Another terrifying ride. Passengers on an American Airlines flight were ordered to remain in their seats with their hands on their head for the final hour of the flight due to a, quote, security threat on board.
Oh my gosh.
They also said, do not film what is going on here. But, of course, some people took photos, and that is out now. And when the plane landed, police boarded the plane to arrest somebody, but nobody on the plane even knows what the threat was or what was going on still.
Crazy.
There was another interesting photo. That woman that had to be duct taped to an airplane seat last week. She allegedly tried to open the door of the aircraft mid-flight.
Yeah, she deserves to be duct taped to the seat.
I've been duct taped a few times to a seat, and it is not easy to get out of. In fact, it's quite near impossible.
It should be.
Yeah.
If you go to open the door of a moving airplane, it should be uncomfortable for you for the rest of the flight.
Make it tough, yeah.
You're getting the duct tape.
There's a guy in Ohio that was driving on a suspended license who got pulled over last week and then tried to get out of it by calling 911 and reporting a fake shooting at a nearby Walmart.
So now it's worse. You made it worse for yourself.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, the plan was to make the cops respond to the shooting instead, but it didn't work. They just traced the 911 call, and they're like going, hey, that's to your phone. They ping it. Boom. Bring.
He threw a Hail Mary. It just didn't work. It got intercepted.
There's another driver in Ohio that got pulled over recently and tried to swallow a bag of marijuana to hide the evidence.
Like in Super Troopers?
Yeah, but when he did it, he started choking, so the cop had to perform the highlight maneuver.
Oh, my.
All of a sudden, he's like, what was caught in your throat? Out comes a big old bag of pot. So he got cited for speeding and possession.
That's a good question to ask Denny's. If you just ate the pot, does that get you high without cooking it down? Or does that just give you a stomach ache and you get the runs?
If you just eat it?
If you didn't smoke the weed, let's say you had a bag of weed and you ate it and digested it, is that like an edible? Or
it's like a pot brownie, right?
I don't know, because with the pot brownie, you have to get it warm and get all the THC out of it. And that's a Denny's question.
Denny's! We got a pot question.
Or do you just get sick?
I know when people's dogs eat it, they get sick.
You won't get high?
No, he's saying no.
Huh.
Okay.
Then Virginia's, but those dogs get high, though.
Do they get high or do they just get sick?
I don't know. I've seen a dog eat weed before on YouTube, and they look high.
Huh.
They look like they're ready to go to Taco Bell.
Okay.
Well, all dogs love Taco Bell.
With the munchies, yeah.
Another interesting car move. This woman in China had a friend get her ex's car for her, and her plan for revenge, she drove all around breaking at least 50 different traffic laws in just 2 days. 49 of the infractions were red lights, and she also was caught speeding in her ex's car. I guess that was her plan to get him in trouble. But obviously, because she's in this story, she's the one who got in trouble.
Yeah, there's this thing called cameras now.
I think she was thinking they would only get his license plate and blame him for it. But if they can see you in the picture, honey.
Well, he's going to go, I didn't do any of this. Can you please investigate? And they're going to see 90 minutes of her driving around town.
Yeah, kind of a dumb plan there. This is also a dumb plan. A 37-year-old Pennsylvania man was severely hurt on the 4th of July when he tried to, quote, launch a firework from his groin.
Oh.
You can't knock him for not trying to go for it, though.
You know, and that's why when you read the warning label, don't shoot this from your groin, you're like who would do that? Well,
somebody did.
There's a story behind a guy who tried to launch it from his groin.
Part of you kind of admire him, no?
No.
Not a bit.
Not
There's
at
no
all.
part of me.
He's an idiot.
It's a fun story about a cleaning guy that accidentally went to the wrong address. But they also had the key under the mat, like the place he was supposed to be told him. So he goes in there for more than 2 hours. He started cleaning, playing with the cats, and then later realized, wait a minute, I don't think I'm in the right place. The people who lived in the place are actually cool about it. And they said, yeah, he did a really good job. They kept his info and are going to hire him for real in the future.
That's awesome.
Interesting way to get a job. There's a British cathedral that just received a book in the mail, which was apparently checked out from its library more than 300 years ago.
No way.
Thankfully, they're not going to be charging a late fee. Can you imagine what that would be? They say they're just happy to get the book back. 300 years ago?
That's crazy.
That's cool. I like that story.
That is very odd. It's kind of stuff going on here, though. Here's another interesting story from the University of South Korea. They're testing a new type of toilet that turns your waste into digital currency. Basically, it collects everybody's waste and then turns it into methane and manure. And then the methane powers things that are going on in the building. And each time a student goes dookie, they get paid a digital currency that they can use to buy stuff on campus, like coffee and snacks.
Poo coin.
Bitcoin, but replace it with bit.
Yeah. SH.
Yeah.
Right. And boy, talking about some money, an unopened copy of Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda sold at auction for a record $870,000.
I am seeing a lot of stories about old school and old-timey toys, not just with the video games, but a lot of stuff is up in value right now, Virginia.
800 and something thousand?
There's a lot of cool stuff out there.
Yeah.
The video games are going, they're really a lot of money right now, especially if you have them in the complete package.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a rare version that was created during a limited production run that took place for a few months in late 1987. And now it's worth $870,000.
There was a baseball card back in the day, and I had it with Billy Ripken, and on the butt end of his bat, it said F face, but it really had the word on there, and they didn't realize it, and they printed that card out. So you always wanted that, and that thing's worth a lot of money.
And you had
I
it?
had it, and I don't know what I did with it.
Oh,
Dude.
man.
I think I gave it away.
Oh.
I know, it hurts.
Yeah, so crazy, impressive stuff. And this is on the heels of that story we had of the Super Mario Brother game that was unopened that sold at an auction house in Dallas back in April for $660,000. So crazy stuff. And there you go. That is your whacked out news. Did you guys see the videos of the spelling bee champ from over the weekend?
I did.
Oh, man, it was some really cool stuff. Man, just to go in there and what she did, Zayla Avant-Garde. She made history at this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee. She was the first black student to take home the trophy. She correctly spelled the word Mariah.
Yeah, it was Murray, because it was the same thing as Bill Murray, and she asked even if the name
Maria.
No, it's Murray. I think it's pronounced Murray.
Oh, it is pronounced Murray.
I'm pretty sure, because she even asks, is it a proper name? She goes through the whole thing. I'm almost certain.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's spelled Murraya is how you spell it.
I think it's Murray, but I'm kind of dumb, Virginia, so maybe it's Murray.
Look, some things go without saying, but can we hear the audio? Do we have it?
Hurtful. Hurtful.
I don't know. Do we have the audio?
We do have the audio.
Oh, look at this.
Okay. All right.
Or I might have not put it in there, and this segment's really going to be a stinker for me.
Yeah, where's that audio?
It should be. Hold on. It should be there.
Okay.
I know I did it.
Okay.
It is.
Where is it?
Oh, Virginia.
Oh, Jason.
Oh, no. Wait, really? Hold on. I can get it to you in 3 seconds. Do me a favor. Stretch.
Yeah, okay.
Just stretch for me, baby. I got this.
Well, I will tell you what is amazing and impressive here, Virginia, is this girl's got skills not only at spelling, but check this out. She also, she's riding a unicycle and dribbling 3 balls at the same time.
She's a rock star.
The spelling bee chick?
Yeah, the spelling bee champ. And then look at this. She's like doing all this kind of like juggling. She has records also for basketball and doing things like that. So she's got multiple skills, not just spelling.
I mean, talk about a go-getter.
She also is a great basketball player.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm a little embarrassed. I don't know if I edited it.
Oh.
I think I watched it. I was so captivated.
You forgot to do your job.
Plus, it's her first day back, a little rusty.
It sucked you in because it was so awesome and you forgot you were at work.
It does happen. That does happen sometimes. I forgot to even edit it. I'm like, that was great. Next.
I know. It's happened to me with cat videos before. I get sucked in. I forget where I am.
I apologize to the audience. It's going to happen again this week.
Okay, but you say it's pronounced Murray?
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh. You want to stand by that one, too?
I want to leave, to be quite honest with you. I am standing by Murray. Let's go. Let's go down in flames. Let's be completely wrong publicly once again.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Since you're batting 1,000 so far, we're going to put you to the test. We've got a round of our own shot collar spelling bee.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be coming up here in a couple of minutes.
And let me guess, Virginia's not going to do it either.
I don't know. Of course you can play.
I'll hold the controller. How about that?
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, we'll put somebody to the test next. Exciting stuff. The Scripps National Spelling Bee going on over the weekend. The first black student to take home the trophy. She got in there and correctly spelled this word that we were having a hard time figuring out what the heck it's actually pronounced. But here she is.
Championship word for Zaila Avantgarde to win the 93rd Scripps National Spelling Bee.
The word is Maria. It's a genus of tropical Asiatic and Australian trees having pinnate leaves and flowers with imbricated petals.
Does this word contain like the English name Murray, which could be the name of a comedian, or just an English name in general?
I don't see that here. Bill Murray made the spelling bee.
Maria. Maria. M-U-R-R-A-Y-A.
That is correct.
How about that, huh? There you go. Maria.
That was close.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in school, I'd ask for, can I get partial credit?
Do they do that in the spelling bee? If you get close, be like, it was close, right? Do they let you go on to the next round?
No, but on this show, we have much lower standards.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to see, because I will admit that I am becoming a worse speller in time. I want to see who is actually the official worst speller on the KVJ show. We'll give you credit for all the ones that you miss. Okay, now, I don't think Virginia's going to play if we got a shot collar, so we'll leave the shot collar out of
That's
this.
fine. She can shock me. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Why not? Come on, let's give the people something to. Let's wake everybody up a bit.
To wake up, you especially on a Monday.
I've been up. I'm in my prime. I ain't gonna miss a word.
I'm gonna test Virginia as well. Let's see where her spelling is.
All right.
I'm gonna see how well you do. Virginia, your word is fettuccine.
Ooh, I love it. I can eat it. But
Fettuccine.
Can you spell it?
Yeah. Can you spell fettuccine, Virginia?
F-E-T-T-U-C-C-I-N-I.
Virginia, your spelling is incorrect.
So you shock me. Oh, I got shocked. Virginia gets it wrong.
Fettuccine's hard.
F-E-T-T-U-C-C-I-N-E.
Could you use it in a sentence? I just want to hear Kevin talk about fettuccine. So please use it in a sentence.
Jaber could eat his weight in fettuccine.
I could. I love fettuccine.
What a challenge that'd be, huh?
Fettuccine could get me fat real quick. It's one of those things I have to put a governor on there, because if not, I went on a fettuccine run back in the late 90s.
How long would it take for you to eat 175 pounds of fettuccine?
Eat your weight in fettuccine.
That's a pretty good challenge.
That is.
It is a pretty good challenge, yeah.
I mean, I think it might take me, I don't know. How long did it take? We did that before where I was stuck in here and I couldn't leave. It was the waffles.
Yeah.
That
You're
was
in for a while.
That was awful.
They didn't age well either.
They did not age well. Fettuccine, I feel like it could be cold and I could still eat it.
It would age better than pancakes.
I've done that. There's been like fettuccine. It sat out on the counter after one of those days of college drinking. You come out and I scooped it down. I'm like, you know what? This is surprisingly still great.
It stays.
Yeah,
it does. All right. Okay. I love it.
Okay. All right, Jay-Bird, a word for you here. Embarrass.
Oh, gosh.
How do you spell embarrass?
This is tough. Can I have a food one?
He wants. Can I have rigatoni?
Yeah.
Could I have sub?
Sub. How do you spell embarrass?
E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S-E-D. Embarrassed. Please don't make me. Wait, I thought
you changed the word.
Yeah, oddly enough, you missed it because you spelled the word right, but then you spelled the wrong word. You made it a different tense, and I think they would have kicked you out of the spelling bee for that.
Did I at least get that one right, though?
No.
Did I spell it right? Even though it was the wrong answer, did I spell the wrong answer?
You spelled embarrassed right, but then you kept going. And I think, honestly, if this were the Scripps National Spelling Bee, he would have been disqualified, right?
I think so. You can't change the word.
I think you should shock me, but I also think it's a win because I got embarrassed right.
It's an odd way.
It's an odd way to
That's
be
how
wrong.
you would lose in the spelling bee. You would spell the word right, but then you keep spelling and do a different tense of it.
I've been really, really focusing on meditating and keeping my calm and cool. So I'm going to meditate while you try to shock me. I'm not going to move, Kevin.
Okay, not going to move. Okay, you're going to just take it like a man.
Don't even tell me when it's coming.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to tell you that it's coming.
I'm meditating.
Right now.
It feels good. Oh, gosh.
Through meditation,
Well,
huh?
now that I know what it feels like again, you ain't gonna make me squeal the next time. You won't make me squeal.
Virginia, the word I'm going to give you is occasion. Can you spell the word occasion?
OCCASSION?
That is
wrong.
I spell that wrong all the time as well. I always put 2 S's in there. It's only 1.
1 S.
Yeah.
Gotta shock me.
Okay.
Shock you.
No, let's just get sick with it. Let's just get mental with it. I love it. Just shock me. Let's shock my nerves. Whatever.
You really want it?
Just give it. Okay. Okay. Ooh, no, it's the toe. The toe keeps banging this table.
Okay, Jaybird, you wanted a food word here for your spelling bee. I'm going to give you zucchini.
Ooh.
Zucchini. How do you spell zucchini?
It's not one I typically eat.
Oh, okay.
I'm more of a fettuccine guy.
Oh, okay. Fettuccine good, zucchini not good.
Can you give him like a ravioli?
Yeah, you think that would work?
Zucchini's too healthy.
Yeah, I don't know at the Scripps spelling bee, though, they swap out words if you don't seem to like the one they gave you.
I think it's one of those weird things where it's zoocacne.
Zucchini?
I think it's a zoocacne.
That sounds like some kind of weird disease, doesn't it?
It doesn't seem.
Oh, I got that zucchini.
Yeah.
That's stage 3 of my zoocacne, Virginia. All right, come on, Bird. Focus.
How do you spell zucchini?
Zoo. Z-U-Kini.
Yeah.
Z-U-C-E-N-N-I. Zucchini. Oh, we're still kind of working it out, but I think you know it.
Z-U-C-C-H-I-N-I.
Let me go crisscross applesauce this time for my
Okay.
meditation.
Yeah, don't kick your toe.
Oh, that's where it gets me.
Yeah,
That's
this
the
will help you
problem.
out.
That's where the real problems, yeah.
Okay.
Protect your toe.
Gosh, it's really not the most comfortable thing.
All right, you ready?
Don't even tell me. Just go ahead and just give it to me. Don't,
3,
yeah,
2.
Don't let me just tell me. Just give it to me. You went lower level there. Put it up. Pick her
Well,
up.
I felt bad because of your toe.
Pick it up.
Okay.
We can't cheat the audience. Shock the hell out of me, damn it. We read the rules.
He wants it.
No, but we got to stick by our word.
Okay, so far we've not spelled one word correctly.
We're doing great.
Embarrassed, technically.
Cappuccino, Virginia. How do you spell that?
Cappuccino. CAPPUCCINO.
There we go.
Okay.
We got our first word correct.
Mama, very impressive.
Thank you.
Very nice. All right, Bird, let's see if you can end on a winner here. Your word is smorgasbord. I would think you would love a smorgasbord.
I do love a smorgasbord.
Yeah. How do you smell smorgasbord?
I believe the origin is French.
Yeah?
Or German.
Are you just stalling?
I am stalling and see.
Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
Yeah.
Smorgasbord. S-M-O-R-G. Smorg. E-S-B-O-R-G. Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord?
Dag nabbit.
Yeah. It is smorgasbord. S-M-O-R-G-A-S-B-O-R-D.
So I was sort of close. Threw in some letters there.
Yeah,
Made
you
an
kind of
effort.
changed the whole word itself. Yeah.
It's kind of what you do? It's endearing.
You know, I'm just gonna talk to Kevin. Don't even tell me when it's coming. I'm just gonna we're at a restaurant having a
Just
good
like
time.
how it's going,
So
so-
I love that jacket you got on.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And I banged my toe again.
Yeah.
Oh, tuck the toe. You forgot to tuck the toe.
I'm telling you, that script spelling would be a lot more entertaining with a shot collar, wouldn't it?
Amen.
Yeah, come on now.
Follow KVJ on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KVJ Show.
Is there a TV show that you know so well that you think you could get basically any trivia question ever asked about the show? I knew somebody, well, I still know them, but their thing was, in fact, I used to bring them on the radio because Brady Bunch trivia, I think he'd gone through about maybe 300 different questions where people tried to stump him. Never once was he ever stumped.
Yeah.
Not one time.
Jen, Denny's wife, and Denny's, they were both telling me how there's places at bars all across America that have The Office trivia. And we tried to do just a kind of like a novice round to see how we would do it. And we're big fans.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle, man. So you have to really know your crap with all that kind of Brady Bunch or The Office when it comes to that trivia.
Yeah.
Because there are super fanatical fans out there.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know if anybody here on the show would be of that level. Is there a show that you like to that level? I know you like Seinfeld. Is that your all-time favorite show, Virginia?
Probably, but I would never try to get into a Seinfeld trivia contest. I mean, I haven't sat there and watched every episode multiple times. Like, these people get fanatical.
I would do decent with The Office.
Okay.
I would do very, very good at Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
I know that show very well.
Yeah.
And there's another show called The Larry Sanders Show on HBO. It was big in the 90s, but I still watch it today. I've been watching that since I was in high school. I've seen every episode probably 50 times. I think I could do very well.
Which ones would you like to get tested on? If we did that, where people would call in with a trivia question from a show, which one would you feel most confident of? Is it The Office?
Well, The Office would be the one I would pick because I know it's more universal and more people would be able to relate to that.
Yeah.
The one I know the most probably would either be Curb Your Enthusiasm or The Larry Sanders Show. But I do know a lot about The Office.
Okay.
A lot.
Denny's, do you have a show or Suits that you would say that you're an expert on? The Office?
Yeah, all three of us are Office people.
Okay, well, here's what we ought to do then. We ought to see who is the biggest Office fan.
A head-to-head competition.
Yeah, we'll let the audience, you guys provide the questions, and then we'll have you guys write down the answers, and we'll see who is the biggest Office trivia buff.
But I'm playing for the charity Scott Tots. You guys can't take that one.
Okay.
It's an Office joke.
Okay.
Loser gets punched in the throat.
And shocked on their nards. I get it.
Yay, fun stuff. Okay, what TV show would you think that you know well enough that you could maybe crush it at Impossible Bar Trivia? If you were hanging out at a bar and they said, okay, we're getting ready to do Office Trivia, would you run up there or would you be like, oh, no, I get embarrassed?
We would run up there, and I think if we had a team with Denny's, Suits, myself, and his wife, Jen, I think we wouldn't be the best, but we would be very competitive.
Okay. Think you'd be all right?
I don't know who would win between us three right now. This is going to be up for grabs. We all watch The Office a lot.
Well, we're about to find out who's the winner, and then the loser gets punched in the throat.
Yep. Okay, we're going to have Jaybird, Denny's, and Suits. You're going to go against each other. You do have to have something to write your answers down on because you're going to be getting the same questions at the same time.
There's a lot of this whole punching at the throat, Ken, is a little in my head. But
I hear you. Okay.
You said on the air, so you have to do it now. That's our new thing.
Okay.
I would feel bad. I don't know if Suits could take a throat punch.
It would kill our poor Suits. He would not recover from a throat punch.
It'd be too intense.
Okay, we'll see if the three of you can go perfect here on this Office trivia. Okay, the first question that I have, where do Pam and Jim get married? Where do Pam and Jim get married?
All right, they all wrote it down.
Okay. All right.
Feel good. Is that did a KVJ Nation or send that in?
No. I didn't get any questions from anybody at all.
Thanks for playing along, guys.
Yep.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Slow start.
Doing this all on my own here.
I love it. You're doing great.
Thank you. Okay. What name do Pam and Angela's baby boys share? What name do Pam and Angela's baby boys share? If you know that, that is question number 2.
All right, they all wrote something down.
Okay, impossible office trivia. Let's see if our office fans can ace this.
I really want this win.
What does Kevin keep a jar of at his desk?
Okay, they're all writing again.
Okay, what does Kevin keep a jar of at his desk?
If it was Kevin Ralston, we know the answer. Cocaine.
Yes, you
No,
know
he
me.
loves cocaine television shows, not actual cocaine.
Oh, my bad. I gotta stop that rumor. Oh, you have to stop saying I love murder, and I'll stop saying he loves cocaine.
Okay, what is the server password? What is the server password? And considering what is on the line here, spelling is important.
Uh-oh.
Okay, what's the server password in office trivia? Okay. All right. And final question that we've got here to see if we can get some separation on who is the biggest fan. What is the name of the chair lady?
Oh.
What is the name of the chair lady?
They're all groaning.
Okay, these are your 5 questions in office trivia. Jaybird, Suits, and Denny's have all taken it, written down the answers. Let's go on ahead and get your submissions, fellas. Got to turn in your work here.
Paper.
Yep.
Turn in your paper to Professor Kev.
That's right. Got to grade them and find out who is the biggest fan of The Office in a possible office trivia.
You don't have to write your name on yours, Jason. We know it's yours. It looks like a murderer wrote it.
It looks like a murderer's ransom.
It looks like the Unabomber himself.
We all kind of know.
I could get arrested for a felony just by writing what I wrote.
Okay, here we go. Let's see who the winner is. First question in the Office Impossible Trivia. Where do Pam and Jim get married? We've got the same answer from all 3 dudes, Jaybird, Denny's, and Suits. You all wrote Niagara Falls, and you are correct.
Okay.
That was a softball one.
Oh, yeah, we started easy.
The second one I struggled with. I could not think of this kid's name.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What name do Pam and Angela's baby boys share? Okay. Jaybird wrote Philip. Denny's wrote Philip.
Okay, all right.
Suits wrote Phil. I'm only going to take Philip.
It is Philip. It's not Phil. It's Philip.
No short.
Yeah, it is Philip.
Damn, Suits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank gosh. Okay, I knew that. Bird's like riding a bike. Come on.
It's looking like the Suits throat punch might happen.
Yeah. He ain't so bright when he's got no Google.
Oh!
Just
Okay.
kidding, Suits. I love you.
Third question. You seem like that was a softball. What does Kevin keep a jar of at his desk? And everybody wrote M&Ms on that, so you're all correct. Question number 3. What was the server password on The Office? And spelling is going to count on this. We have got boobs, B-O-O-B-Z. That is the answer from all 3 dudes. I will tell you, when I went on to the quiz where I stole it from BuzzFeed, they say it's big boobs, B-I-G-B-O-O-B-Z.
I thought it was boobs with a Z.
I did too, but we will go back and
Well,
look
that's not what I'm arguing. You guys just wrote boobs. They wrote it's big boobs.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what-
but the line from the show is it's boobs with a Z was the line. That's I'm trying to think. It could be big.
It could be big boobs.
Big boobs.
This is why we're not going to win the tournament at the bar. That whole bar tournament
so funny,
we
we all
keep
put
fantasizing about. It's never going to happen.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess do I go with BuzzFeed here, Virginia?
I think you have
Yeah,
to.
you
It's all you
have
have.
Yeah, that's all I've got. Yeah, it's
I can't believe all
clearly,
3 of us.
In fact, it's capital B-I-G, lower B-O-O-B-Z is what they have.
Maybe you know what it
Just
was.
big boobs.
I
and
think
it's
he
trying
writes.
out with a Z.
I think he writes boobs on the. And never mind. It's going to be boring for the audience. But
Yeah.
work that out.
Okay, so everybody at least has got 1 miss. It is tied, though.
Is it Miho versus Miho?
Yeah.
Yeah, Suits has got 2 misses, and you guys have 1. You both have 3 correct. Here we go. Who is the bigger Office fan? Fifth and final question, Office trivia.
This is the tough
This is the toughest one.
What's the name of the chair lady? Okay. Jaybird wrote Patricia. Or Patricia.
Patricia. Patricia. Come on. This isn't the spelling count.
Spelling counts.
No, it doesn't.
Denny's wrote Gwen, ?
It was a.
Gosh, it
Gosh, I mean that's a good question.
That was your best question, Ralston.
Okay,
that's
good.
That's a tougher one.
Save it for last.
I've been out of the game for a second, but I should have got that one. I was really annoyed by that.
We're annoyed.
Suits didn't even answer the fifth one.
Oh!
So I think we clearly know that Suits is not the best at Office trivia on the show.
In his defense, he started watching The Office of a recommendation from me and Denny's. So he's late to the game, and he really knows a lot.
Okay. The chair lady's name was Deborah.
Deborah.
So you...
Damn, that wasn't even I had a second name, too.
Yeah, all wound up missing that. So we've got a tie between Jaybird and Denny's.
I'm okay with that.
You're
I'm
okay with
sharing
that?
the goal with this guy. I love this guy.
And coming up on our Insta story, Suits gets throat punched.
It's going to kill him. A thrust to the thorax is not going to be good.
Look, he should have played better.
I will give you a quick tiebreaker here. Ooh. But you got to buzz in with your name.
Oh, my gosh. Geez. Wow. This is intense. Armpits are sweating.
Okay, this is the tiebreaker. Who does Pam set Michael up with?
Bird.
Yes.
Her landlord.
What's the name?
It is her landlord. Did they go on a date?
What is the name?
Jeez.
What is the name?
Millie.
It's not.
Denny's, do you know for the win?
I don't. Is it, I'm going to guess Christine.
Oh, Margaret. Okay.
Dang.
All right.
We can still play if you want.
No, I don't.
I'm surprised it went this long.
It's over. You guys tied, though. You guys are good. Suits is not the best.
Oh, man.
That's what we have answered from that. So there you go. Got a thread going right now on the KVJ Show Facebook page you might want to check out because people are really dropping some great stuff here. It says, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received? And there's a lot of stuff that I've seen before, and it's absolutely true. Like Eric put, never trust a fart, and that's great advice. Thank you, Eric. I do agree with that.
Don't try to change the unchangeable. There's stuff that you worry about and that you want to change, but it's impossible to change. So why are you worrying about it?
Got to understand what you can and cannot change.
That's why I do like that serenity prayer.
Yeah.
I know it means a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but if you really break that down, there is wisdom in that.
I learned yesterday, if you're at the Legoland water park and the lifeguard yells, protein spill, get out of the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. You need to know that. Some of the other things that people are posting up on the KVJ Show Facebook page, Chelsea said, help as many people as possible and smile. It goes a long way. There is something about smiling, and everything I see when it comes to people liking you, they say that is one of the easiest things you can do in life is just smile, even when you don't feel like it.
Well, I know some people get offended. Come on, smile. But to Kevin's point, whether you're at a restaurant or at a party, just those kind of people, it's a good vibe to be around.
They've also found, too, it's not that you're necessarily doing it for everybody else. I don't care what people think about me. They say that when you smile yourself, it does somehow change even your own internal feelings.
Yeah, do it for you.
Right. Kim said, if it won't matter in 5 years, don't sweat it now.
Amen. And that is, I think, the hardest concept for humans to grasp. You can say it out loud. Oh, yeah. Don't worry about the small stuff. It's not going to matter. You got to really practice it.
Absolutely.
Lighten up.
Lighten up. Yeah.
And Kara, she said on our Facebook page, it's some marriage advice, but always kiss each other good night. Even if you're mad, it says, I still love you. And you know what? We'll figure this out tomorrow.
The best marriage advice I ever heard was, don't do it.
Yes.
No.
Some people take that as well. So drop your advice or get some advice. We're just talking about all the great advice. What would you drop? The best advice you ever heard in your life. And one thing that I will tell you is if you can, give out compliments, sincere compliments to people. Take that time. I think too often we may think something nice of somebody, but we don't often share our thoughts. And I want to give a shout out to Deidre at the Beach Club at the Breakers. We were there for a little staycation the other day, and we were in the restaurant, had breakfast. She's a big KVJ nationer, and she came up and just gave me the greatest compliment. Honestly, I've replayed that in my head several times since she did that on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday morning, and it meant so much to me, Deidre, that it didn't take anything extra out of your day, but man, that really made me feel awesome, and I wanted you to know that as great as this show's ever made you feel, just that compliment you gave me was something that was more than gold.
Well, in a time where everything's very zingy and mic droppy and everyone's at each other's throats, especially on social media or when everyone has a difference of an opinion, when you have some true words like that are just kind, it does actually make a difference.
Gosh, it was amazing.
It does make a difference.
It is just like, it's good for your soul, man.
People don't realize that, but a little enthusiasm or a little positivity to somebody, you may not think it means a diddly squat.
Yeah.
It can mean a lot.
Like I said, don't go around lying to people. If they don't deserve the compliment, you don't have to give out fake stuff. But when you have a genuine compliment, take the time, pay it to people. Let them feel great. It's worth it. All right, Bird, you got more wisdom for us. Back with your thought for the day.
To bear misfortunes with a tranquil mind robs hardship of its strength and weight.
Okay.
Let them marinate, Virginia. I see you over there looking.
There's a lot of big words. I'm trying. That was kind of like 4 big words back to back.
You look a little stunned.
We still got the App of the Show podcast going to be coming up. That's going to be live on YouTube in just about 5 minutes and on demand anytime on the free 97.9 WRMF app. We'll see you there.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.